Hello everyone. Welcome back. I just realized this is a take two, but I only got like 10 seconds into it. I had a very used Band-Aid on my finger. And I thought, well, just go with it. And then I'm like, no, no. So I took it off. The corner, something happened right around here. I don't know, but it's better today. Also, my hand is better. I can like hit it now. So there's that. Welcome. It's July. And I have to say, I'm in an era of simplicity and it's blowing my mind a little bit, as in trying to accept it. I make a lot of things complicated in my life. And when I subtract things or not use things or do less things or say goodbye to things, I'm going to put that up there or I'm going to knock it off. Yeah, like it's kind of hard for my brain to comprehend going, and I think this happens to a lot of people or even all people, is that you get into the habits, the rhythms of things, and when you change things up, it feels weird. But it also, when you get used to being super busy and then you pull back. Now, since my hysterectomy, I was in bed and I was healing and I was doing other things. Well, I have to say, I thought I would be like, why am I not working right now? Why am I not doing other things right now? Why am I just laying in bed? But my mental capacity wasn't even there. I'm just really proud of myself for just sitting there and healing, like to let my body do what it was supposed to do. And I was thoroughly distracted by that. Like, now that I'm getting better, so I am like 3.5 weeks after, thank goodness, like, this is exactly the moment I was dreaming of during those first few days, is like, okay, I can't wait to be a month, 2 months down the road. And here I am, And so now I'm like, okay, I can sit here for a while. I can sit in chairs again. I can just do more things. I'm being very careful with lifting, except box fans in windows because we don't have air conditioning. But to me, they feel light enough. To me, they feel like, that they aren't too bad. So I'm going with what my body feels. Like I can't get down on my hands and knees and scrub floors or anything right now, but otherwise I'm doing good. This is, I just remembered, we got to open up to the week that we're planning, July 10th through the 16th of 2023 here. And if you really want to know, it's week 28 because I put those on. Some people don't use those. I use them a little bit more for my podcast that I'm releasing weekly. And so sometimes the number can help me kind of remember. Currently it's not because I'm doing every other week. I did not release one this last week, but I will this next week. So, yeah. Anyway, so I guess what really spurred me into talking about that was I had been planning in my Moxie life for the first half of the year. I did a combo there for what I was trying to remember. April, May, like I got this in April. I guess I started filming it then. I'd have to look back. I don't know. You guys probably know, but yeah, it's only been a couple months. I was using it as a work planner, barely putting anything in here because of all the health things. And then I'm like, but I kind of am feeling like just feeling the paper. Moxie Life has great paper too. I wasn't sure how I would be with see-through paper. It's better than I thought. But there's still, that no shadowing from Moxie Life that I miss a little bit. There's another thing that I'm wondering more about, which is my erasing on this paper kind of leaves more of a dent, and I'm thinking I need to erase on like something hard. But okay, this is my ADHD kind of kicking in because I'm super tired today. I just woke up just super tired. And so I got into the habit of planning 2 planners and filming 2 videos there for a little while. Like it wasn't that long, but I was like, okay, 1, 2, film back to back. And I liked it. And then last week I was like, oh, I'm getting back to things. I'll just film the one as this like July experiment. And then today I was just like, okay, I got to film 2. And I was like, no, just 1. And I was like, it's that feeling of, am I a little sad or not? Am I bummed or am I kind of thrilled that there's less to do? But there's also this like, well, what do I do with my other time? Since my mind had kind of blocked it out already of like, okay, this is going to be a multi-hour recording. Generally, my recordings, I don't edit too much other than if something shows up in my planner that I don't want others to see, then I'll kind of chop those parts out. But usually I do these in one take. My general life ones were taking about an hour, and my work ones were taking about a half hour, maybe a little more. So, but getting things kind of ready beforehand and stuff. So yeah, it just kind of is sinking in, I guess, of just using one planner. And I'm trying to see like, okay, what other planners can I subtract, as I mentioned? Am I going to be doing all my social media in here? Speaking of social media, hopped on the Threads train this week. I am a wallflower, so I definitely like, I can put a few things up, put a few posts. This is the same thing as I was with Twitter. Some of the conversations I like to listen to, but I'm not the one to like talk in a busy room, I guess. And so that's what it kind of feels like on there, just like Twitter. I don't know. I'm playing around with it. I'm sure others are too. I really enjoy YouTube in these long form type recordings, getting to know people. To sit down with somebody for like half hour to an hour talking about their life, I love it, but you also get to know the person really well. So, and I think that's why I like it so much. It does bring in my graphic design capability skills from long ago. I went to school for multimedia I started in 96 and went for a few years, and I graduated. I don't want to say, kind of alluded to I didn't graduate. No, I graduated. I worked for like .coms that fell through here in the Seattle area. My son's going to be screaming a little bit because he's going to be playing out there. And I have to say, like, even through school, my color theory was off. And I think, excuse me, I think it is a part of neurodivergency of learning new rules. It took quite a while to know how to color match and combine colors. I was I was learning HTML right when the web was forming. So 98 is when I remember taking an HTML class, 97, 98. And so using those limited colors, and then I went mainly into web design and opened my own business and did web designs for a few hundred people. But my color combinations didn't kick in until I saw, what is it called? With Stacey London and what's his name? I want to say Clive, but I don't know if that's correct. You guys can all yell at me. I will. Okay. Dress for Success is a place here in Seattle. But okay. What not to wear. That was it. What was his name? It is Clinton. See, I said Clive, but it was Clinton. Oh, that's right. He didn't come in until season 2. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and I'm just talking about the American version. Anyway, Tangent City today. When I saw color combinations of what people were wearing and what they were pairing on there, and again, I think color has even evolved from there. Of course it is. It's always evolving. The color, I guess color combinations were more strict, at least when I was growing up. But then if you look at like the 60s and 70s, those color combinations, and you look the aughts, I don't know if they had a color combination. But now it's just like anything kind of goes, but there's also color stories that people are telling through what they're wearing, through how they're presenting themselves in their planners. And that's, I think, coming around to it, why planning is really fun, because you can have like a week of color and then move on from it. And it has these moods and these experiences of like, so when I was going through and picking these out, I had a picture. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, I just learned the limitations of my camera and my laptop. When I put it into lock screen mode, it no longer records anything. So that's okay. I will pop up a picture, and it's of like water, a photo straight down of a pool with all these little blue shades of blue tiles with this big fan of a green tropical leaf. And it spoke to me last night when I was looking for a new desktop pattern. And I just thought, wouldn't that be really nice to kind of carry through the mood of that through here. Now, the one tricky thing, and I might try to replicate it somewhere, these little squares are just like the bottom of the pool. And I did grab some blues, and I might try to replicate it like in the corner here. Maybe, because it's kind of these different colors. Maybe I'll just have it on screen here to see how I can be inspired by it while we're going. It really helps me to see it. So it was here. Let's see. Yeah, this one. There we go. Okay, so I can kind of see it. There's like some dark blue, like little hints of dark blue, and then there's some teals in there. And then there's like bright green. So I picked out these because it's kind of a spiky leaf, but it's also kind of tropical like these. And I used a different leaf last time, so trying to even those out a little bit. I'm trying to get everything on my screen at once. Here we go. So I can see the picture and I can see what I'm doing just in case I go off screen. I got all my supplies. We're going to, I think, do an accent of this. So I may just run it down the side here. I know there's not a whole lot of room. But I don't really want to put it down here because I almost used this because it is pretty tropical like that, but okay. Getting some ideas. I might just do it right here. And last time I went to 8 o'clock. I liked this, although I didn't use it as much as I thought I would. That's the other thing. So this week was really interesting. I did find, this is my one Laurel Denise. This is this year's bookmark. This was last year's. It's a lot thinner. and it says you are loved here. And so I'm kind of using them both to go back and forth. I did order some little index things, so I might switch to those when they come. But as of this last week, this is where we started out. I totally forgot about this. So I'm going to go through the weekly actions here. The first day or two was a little rough. I used these WASHIs here. This went all wonky because I was like laying in bed and it just went that way. But I wanted to kind of track my time to kind of see. And I have been waking up very late. I've been staying up very late. I've been waking up very late. That's just kind of what my body is doing. We're all kind of on summer mode. We are all night owls. So because my husband's still looking for a job, he doesn't have anything right now in terms of what to wake up for early. Anyway, but then as I went along, I started using the markers more, and it matched kind of this a little bit more. Again, these are just dailies. I wanted to get everything out. I did my like quick meal plan there. And then yesterday, I liked this hanging plant. Again, these are just really simple. And then I liked having these on the side of like what was scheduled. So and then I was trying to think like, do I want these up top, on the bottom, on the side? What is working? I like Saturday kind of on the side because it has more room for kind of a to-do list. And I think I'll have some of the Sunday stuff in with Saturday because there's not much room here. I planned it that way. And then I also kind of put little dots here as opposed to having these all kind of line up. I don't know what I prefer. There's a lot more on here now. So wins this week, this planner, just playing around with it. I just upgraded our Ridwell so we can recycle more things, and the way they were phrasing it was like we could pay for a year up front, which I usually do with a lot of services. And then I went back and then that option was gone. So it might have been part of a promo. So we have a bunch of credit on there. So they're going to start just taking off the credit for the next few months, and then we'll pay in about 4 or 5 months. So that was kind of nice to just go, okay, we don't have to pay right now. And maybe when that credit's up, we can pay for a full year. We'll see. We got my son's room already. We took one day for a section of his room. We have a lot of things prepped for mom's school starting next week. This was getting into it. We got him his upgraded calculator. So we're going to dive in and see what we can do with that. It's not the high school version yet. It's not the graphing ones, but it's definitely something that I think is going to get him a little bit more intrigued. And then he only was using my little, let's see if I can grab it. This guy, like this. This has been my solar calculator for probably 20 years. This is this little guy. So to have something that's his, that's a little bit more advanced, I think he's really liking it. And a friend gave us a free desk. It's almost like a standing desk that my husband's going to use out in the garage as like a hobby desk tool bench, as in not household tools. It's not like his like drills and stuff like that. No, he does a lot of 3D modeling and kits and Gundam and things like that, and puts things together. So this was something he could put out there, and we're getting that situated. So that was really fun. And then just like slowly getting into this mom school. And if you're kind of new to me talking about that, because my son can he needs extra time on all of his assignments. He is autistic. And so we take a lot of time here at home to even understand concepts. And I think some of the things he hurried through last year, so we're just taking everything he hasn't done and we're going to slowly go through it again, and also get used to kind of switching up subjects throughout the day because he's going into middle school. So we have his piano set up for music time, although he won't have music next year. He was in orchestra and he's decided he's done with that. So, and I think it's time to. He wasn't wanting to explore more in that. And so that's my cue of like, if there's something he wants to explore more, then maybe like, let's start asking some questions and seeing what else he might be interested in. It might just be the current thing that's kind of pushing him away. And maybe if we get past that, he's still interested. No, he was like, I said, you haven't even gotten to vibrato or anything like that. And he was like, yeah. So we're done with that. And he is expressing he wants to like do the art class there, and I think that would be really good for him because he loves art. So we have his desk set up for art. We have some STEM things, kits to put together. We have music in his room. We have a reading area for him. He has a rocking chair in there, and the rocking chair is so good to first calm down in when he's upset. And it was kind of buried with things, and also just to kind of sit there and read. He's always loved a rocking chair. And then we went, and then we'll do science in the living room, watch some videos. We'll do some social studies in another room. We'll bop around, and, writing is the only one that I kind of need to figure out. I'm wondering about in here. He has written in here in one of the chairs that I have in here. And we're going to try to use a bit more dictation. We're going to try to get, what I want to practice with him is getting all the ideas out of his head, because I think there's a lot of really good ideas that might get a little lost. And also when he's typing, it's the same thing I do. Is like, you think you're typing all of the words, and then when you read it back, you're like, there's a couple sentences I just missed in there. Like there's just concepts or an idea that just slipped through, and I went on to the next sentence. And so it's about capturing his whole train of thought together. And I think dictation will really help that way. And a lot of people who do have that problem use dictation for that very reason. A lot of writers who are dyslexic or autistic or ADHD, anything, to help complete that full idea. There were a lot of things in his writing that I noticed his teacher saw that were a little incomplete. The core of what he knew in his heart and brain was like, no, it's all there. But it actually hadn't all been captured. So that's what we want to work on. And we've been doing kind of a summer school type thing every year. We don't really let him like just sit around all summer, because it's really hard to get him from like doing nothing for 2 months to getting right back into things. And I know like the first couple of weeks are going to be pretty chill, but still, like we start waking up earlier mid-August. We do slow transitions around here. Anyway, we did a big food order, and so we have like a ton of stuff, more fresh foods than I normally have on stock. Like I'm thinking back to the winter time where we could freeze just a lot of things. And you know what? I'm just thinking the zucchini I got, I think I could freeze. Like it's not cucumber, right? Where you don't want to freeze cucumber too much. But that might be freeze. Yeah, because I bought that frozen before. It might cook up just fine. Anyway, we have very limited freezer room as well. So I'm just trying to plan out like what are the freshest items to use up first. But it's really nice to like be fully stocked again. We hadn't done that for quite a few months because of all the health things. We had to touch in with the benefits, but we're on top of it, and we know like it would have been a total surprise to us had we just been like, oh, okay, whatever. Because we're into like Cobra time. And so it's like we're paying for it, but it's like, when is that money coming out of our account? So they're doing like a double payment soon. So we just wanted to make sure of that. Asking for help when healing. So these are all like things that have worked here. Yeah, asking has been a lot better than I thought it would go for myself. Didn't work. Therapy charges are still kind of wonky a bit. They're better, not great. So I'm going to have to call them on Monday. It takes a lot of stamina for me to call and get through that. I watched a silly show, not a silly show. It was a murder mystery that I was rolling my eyes like every 10 minutes. So my husband and I started making fun of it, and I kind of forced myself to finish that show, and it just ended on a horrible note. It's just, it's on PBS. It was called Ridley. I just, like, I like a lot of British or like murder mysteries and stuff, and I did watch the end of Endeavor. That's been going on. That was the 9th season. I wasn't into it as much as my mom was, but she just really enjoyed that. And then I did enjoy the nuances of the last one. I knew what was going on, so that was nice. But Ridley was just sad. It was, as in, I just can't believe the actor who played the main character. I'm like, I wanted to see the other people around them. But this guy was just, I don't know who he is. He probably was in other things. He probably is, obviously he starred in this. I never looked him up, whatever. Moving on. I called it a silly show. And then I watched D.I. Ray. That was good. Anyway, I watch a lot of shows while I'm doing things. I had some pain this week, but I used a belly type binder wrap, and it really made it go away. It was so doing really well with that. Still looking for job search stuff. So lessons this week: keep resting, keep plugging away at things slowly but surely. It was warm outside, but wasn't too warm. Like, we reached 85 without air conditioning, and that's kind of my limit, where we have to shut the windows up and then kind of cool it down in the evening. It's in 70s right now. It's like 72 out right now. That's like perfect, right? That's like perfect. I wish I could open the windows right now, and I might. I have done some, just like the lights coming in. I use natural light sometimes. I would like to do that, but I have to get up earlier. Oh my gosh. I do. I want to, this is just like a short period of time where I'm just letting my body kind of go through some things. And let's see, keep resting. We did that. We're going to move on from some of these things. Oh, I'm going to, leave the house next week. We're going to take his violin back. We're going to ease into mom's school. And the other part of like simplifying things is my period is supposed to be, sorry, I was drinking some ginger ale here. I think it got into my throat a little bit. My period is supposed to be starting this next week, and it's not going to. And I have not experienced that yet. So my cycles were between 28 and 45 days, usually more around the 32 to 35. Sometimes 28. And I think that kind of depended which ovary. I think one ovary was like 28 and the other one was longer. I still have them both. But it's just so, I have not experienced going through a whole cycle and getting past it. The last time I experienced it when I was pregnant, like it was like I was really trying to soak up that time of going, look, you don't have to deal with periods. Again, I was so wrapped up in the other feelings in my body that I didn't get to kind of enjoy that as much. because I absolutely hated my periods. They were horrible. And to be after this is still, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Yeah, so like with that, with my planning being in one book, to, and I know this sounds silly, but to upgrading Ridwell, that we can just get everything out every time they pick up, which is every 2 weeks, is just going to simplify our garage. We were storing a lot of things to get rid of. I'm trying to think what else to kind of simplify. Like, we are doing some complicated things with, you know, mom's school at home and that kind of thing. But I don't know. It's just, I'm trying to understand. My son's clapping. He's playing with all of his friends online. Let's see. So my friend's birthday's coming up Monday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I know you watch. My cousins have birthdays coming up. I'm going to be driving a little bit, and we're going to have less in the garage and no period coming up. So my feelings are just kind of like, I am going back through some health things, and there were some things that did not go well. And I think that's what's keeping me up at night, is like, there were some difficult points, and it wasn't just finding out the news, it was some of the procedures. Yeah, my kid's just going to be screaming right now. That's just how things are. I think he gets a little juiced up right after dinner. So, and so I'm going to reach out and ask some questions legally about some things. I'm not looking for any payouts. What I'm looking for is, were there people who were not providing the care that they should have? Because I feel like there were some missteps along the way. If you've been here a little while, I had to switch doctors because she was just dismissing my needs. And I made a formal complaint, and maybe that's as far as it goes. But I am asking questions and seeing if I can go further. Because I can kind of see how things went a little wonky in terms of, oh, here, this is what I'm looking for. I don't know. Anywho, I think I'm going to stack. So this blue is kind of like the dark tile blue. This is kind of like the light blue that's in this photo here. And then have a little green right here. And I think, to me, that's what this photo feels like. It's like a mini version of the photo. And then I'll use some blues here to do some other parts. Let's see. Yeah, and I made sure I didn't find like an ambulance chaser type legal counsel. So, and they may say, look, there's nothing here, because the doctor did the best that they thought was at the time, and you know, my other doctors just found more as time went on. That's what I'm expecting to hear, but, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. What's keeping me up is, can I do more? Let's see. I think I want to trim this one. My scissors are not that great. I'm thinking about getting new scissors, because when they came, they were like they don't actually touch very well. So they actually don't cut very well. Let's see. So if I go from here to here, let's see. It almost lines up to like right there. Let's see. I also recognize that people do the best that they can. There. And I do the best that I can, and I wouldn't want people to be like, oh, you could have done better, like constantly, like just all the time. Like, hey, you need to do better. Just, I don't need to do that. I'm thinking about using this from Printpression because of this dark blue, and then using these on the individual pages. So those would be back here. So this would start, because I'm really not into using these stickers a whole lot in my Moxie life. So I was thinking of actually putting it in the top corner, since the words themselves are kind of down in the lower right. Kind of like that. And then going ahead and just sticking these down. It's kind of like a silvery, they're a little rainbowy. But I also like, I'm not a big fan of this blue at all. Like, I would never wear it. Famous last words, huh? I would love to wear a navy. I do like that, and maybe that's that's really crooked, but all well. Let's keep moving on, because I've been talking a lot. Let's put it this way so I can line it up a little better. Yeah, navy and silver, navy and gold, I think are really pretty. But then combining it with these, oh, I'm doing a horrible job, aren't I? Yeah. Oh well. Like I'm not on these pages too long, so I'm not too worried about it. And you can't really tell too much from the videos. Let's see. I can practice every time I do this. A little better. A little better. Oh, the Saturday, Sunday ones, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Because I set up... yeah, these really stick down hard. And I don't have that stuff to get them up. Let's see. Saturday, no. Okay. I put these down here. And it really helps to have this all written out. So I can go ahead, a little off, and just do this all the way across. Cool. Okay, and then I'll use more teals. This will be kind of like that dark blue. I might use one of these for, let's see, it would be Tuesday. I'll just keep this by for this, because I'm not sure how I'm going to have these laid out yet. I did like the freedom of just kind of messing around with these. When I look back at these right now, I'm not like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But it was a lot of fun to do. And I liked that freedom of being able to do that. What happened here? Oh no, I closed it and it got all... Oh well. Yeah, I think that just went and smushed right up under it. Well, next week when you see this, you might see that I have a new leaf there. Here, I think these are too wide, but I think I can... I want that? No. I was thinking about I can cut it down this one. Let's see. So it's Wednesday at 5. And yeah, these aren't really meant for this, but let me surgically see if I can kind of get under this. What am I doing? What am I doing? I just want to kind of keep that from going flat down here. enough? Boom. Yeah. That's how that's done. Yeah, I'll keep that one out. Let's do... Now I have a little less room here. Do I have a glue stick back here? I guess not. I might just do this to keep it down for right now. And yeah, just for right now. Okay. Yeah, this is a little lower, so I'm going to have a little less room for some of these things. And then I was also thinking about, yeah, I have the sterling ink. I was wondering about these kind of, this one looks a little better with those. This is a little bit more teal. I don't think I'll use, I was wondering about these in the side, possibly. That's too big. I'm not going to use fish or those. But I could use, I was thinking about some of the lemons again, because that's what I used in the monthly, right? I haven't even looked back to the monthly very much. So in here, yeah, I should update this, shouldn't I? I have some lemon. I might put some blue in here. That would be kind of nice to kind of carry it over. So I might put like one lemon. I don't know what I'm going to use these corner stickers for yet, but I thought maybe by the pool, like this little frond here is kind of nice. Like that. That looks really nice. Yeah, see, these are some of the older stickers I've had for quite a while. These are more berry oriented, like a kind of lemon up here. I love how that just blends right in because this is the paper it's made for. Oh, here's a little key that says do not disturb. I like that. I don't want to just put it in the corners. Let's see. I think I'll put it, oops, in this kind of quadrant here. And then we're going to do habits. Let's actually write in here now. Sorry, this is just going to be a long one today. So I think I'm going to write, instead of script, I think I'm going to write like that. And then I didn't like these colors right here. As I said last time, I'm like, I don't know if I should have done that. So I do want to track, I don't need to track cleaning or fun. Let's start with sleep and water. And I think I'll have it, I think I'm only going to track like 3 things. Like work, sleep, and water. Because my sleep is so off right now. How did I do that? I keep looking back and forth. So I went 2 over. But I kind of want to have it a little closer here. So I know, I bet y'all, if I say y'all enough, I think at the noon there, I'll put an M. Yeah. M. And I put R's for Thursdays. Oops, totally forgot Friday. See, when I erase when something is firm like this, it doesn't make too much of a dent. Wow, this is kind of all over the place. It's always hard to write at the bottom. That's a little better, a little better. He's just gonna be screaming his head off out there. I think he likes to scream. So we're going to do sleep, water, because this is going to be water, and then work. And what I started kind of tracking was like when we were doing mom school, which is just, we were cleaning, we were setting up stations. That was enough for right now. And so, yeah, I'll just put kind of dots here. So that's kind of like done for me. And then work, admin, tasks, and cleaning. Yeah, I thought that worked pretty well. I did have to like kind of go back to things. So I'm going to write and say clean. Gonna do it that way. I'm doing less scripty right now. And then we're gonna pull a card as we do. Let's see. Yeah, I think part of all this talking is like I'm trying to keep myself awake too. Yeah, it's just been a little hard. So as I look at this picture of the pool, I just have it right next to the video so I can see both. I love the photo. I don't know. I guess I would like to be there. Do you ever see like a vacation photo and you're like, well, that's great for them. It's absolutely beautiful photo, but I don't want to actually be there. And I think like at the top of a really tall mountain, you're overlooking, like I cannot do heights. Spatial heights like that, like walking across a bridge gives me like vertigo. Like I get closer and closer to the ground until I just sit or I just walk really low. Like I cannot do high places at all. Anyway, so like those type of places, like I would not want to be, and that's a really pretty photo. But by a pool with some tropical flowers, I think, well, tropical leaf fronds anyway. Yeah, I think I'd like to be there. And I don't know if I've ever had like a pool experience like that ever. Sitting by the pool. Like, I'm not talking like when you're a kid and you run to the pool. I'm talking like sitting by the pool with a nice drink. I usually stay out of the sun a lot, so. Okay, what did we get? 4 of Cups. Let's see. Break from the crowd and tend to your own energy without distraction. That person needs a break. Rest. The 4 of Cups is a lot about rest. So yeah. So let's put that at the top here. And 4 of Cups. Let's see here. I did clean up my area. I like totally dusted my whole desk. Wiped it all down. Break. Form. Okay, I'm gonna try something because I've been keep meaning to do this. Let's erase on something hard here. Might be better. Break from what? The crowd. distraction. Yeah. Break from the crowd and tend to your own energy without distraction. I will take that. I will receive that. Okay. And then we are going to use some pen and wrap this up. Let's see. So the one thing I was thinking about, let's put some of these down. Because I think the dark navy blue, it's nice to have kind of a mix. And then, did I put a line? I did. Am I going to put a line? Maybe. Let's put these down a little further then. These dots look huge on here. There. Yeah, in my Moxie Life, these looked a lot smaller, but it's really interesting to go between the two. And I was thinking before that, I was in Inkwell Press because I really liked the design of it, but I didn't really like the founder's thoughts on life. That was not my jam. Not my jam. Let's see, should I go even further? I kind of like the space on either side, so I'm going to stop there. Let's see, what could we do that kind of mimics these squares? Like I feel like this is kind of mimicking it, and then I'll fix this corner later. But I kind of am wondering could I do a whole line at the top that kind of mixes up some of these? Did I get that out? These are the mild liners, and that's the Moxie Life one. So I'm going to do an experiment of one. Let's see, I'll leave 3. So I'll just do it around like 6:30-ish here. I'm going to start with kind of a darker blue. Let's see, I think I'm going to leave the lids off real quick. This may take a while. Let's see. Which one is this? Oh, that's the Moxie Life. Okay. Oh, that's kind of bleeding together there. Well, that's a thing. Okay, I'm just going to be doing random here as I talk. So it might be easier for me to just kind of do it like this. I kind of want it filled in though. Yeah, I think it's easier just to kind of go down. Oh, should I go up? Maybe up is better. I'm not getting it flat though. Yeah, I kind of like that up motion better. Okay, that one's done. And I might put more teal in, because that kind of is what's giving these kind of a watery feel, is like these teals on either side of the darker colors kind of make it feel like the light's filtering through. Oop. Doing my best here. And going in. I'm not good with random, so this is like kind of an experiment. I think I like that. I like those two colors kind of next to each other a little bit. Okay, let's do the darker Moxie Life. So this won't be as much. because they're just kind of the hints of the darker ones. I kind of like it ending on the darker. I don't know. I just kind of was inspired by these squares. Okay. And then that was that one. Oh, this is kind of a darker one too. So let's see what this one does in between here. That's kind of a different tone. Here. Let's see. Yeah, you can see this. Okay, just making sure you can see this. Is it a perfect representation of this? Probably if I just stuck with maybe a couple blues, but okay, so this will be the last one to fill in everything. Ooh, this one's wet. Definitely a wet color. Moxie Life, wow. Definitely giving it that wet feeling. Boop. Boop. A little tall on the end there. Oops. There we go. Well, what do we think? Sometimes you just, oh, there, my shoulder just popped. Yeah, why not? Do I feel like I'm at a pool? Like, sort of. I like those little squares at the top. And maybe I'll just carry them into my weekly. That would be really interesting to keep that going through these. Huh. I think I like it. Let's see if there's anything I can put on the side. Let's see. So in terms of these, I think I'll use the Moxie Life, the bottom part here, to put a little underline. See, I think it's the Moxie Life ones that are bleeding through. Yeah, which is interesting. We're gonna put this here. And then work. Admin usually is kind of more financial, so we're going to do that. Tasks. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Because they can be outside the home, they can be inside the home. Let's see, and then I want to put just some dots here for what these are. I like that better. I feel like there should be something here and here. In terms of, let's see, was this the lightest one? Let's try that. Just have like really light blue on the side. Do I want it down here? Probably. Oh, all the way. And then, yeah, I like that color. So I gave it like one above, one below. Right? Approximately. Like that. Let me look back at my leaves here. Should I redo my leaves right now? I think we're going to redo the leaves. Because I'm having trouble picturing, like, well, that one's sticking. It's possible because I was, yeah, this whole bottom part. Oh, that's interesting. It's like the whole, oh, guess what? It's because there is no glue. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to, there's a different sheen when I roll this. And when I touch it, there is no stickiness on the bottom of that. So I was like, that is so weird that that's a straight line. Well, that's why. So I'll glue that down. Okay. What else? What else? I need to write some things on here. So I'm not sure when mom school will be. Oh, I have 2 appointments. What am I thinking? I have my therapy at 2. And that's like all we have. We have a very quiet July. Let's see if I can just snip this one. Oh, not quite enough. This may be one of the most boring plan with me's here. I don't know. I'm just kind of all over the place today. But I also know I'm not always like that. And I just know it's kind of a one-off. So, okay, let's write some things. We have a recycle is going to be here. I kind of want this like fuzzy edge, so I'm just going to put recycle here. And then I also have the pod that day. And then Ridwell's coming this day. And then 2 p.m. And 5 p.m. And we've been remembering to go. Let's see. I don't even have my other planner out. I like put it away and said, what's the point? So, I have, there's a B-day here. Excuse me. I have to check to see if that, yeah, I don't see anything else officially on the schedule. So, is that it then? Get the recycling done here. I didn't put a line here. Guess what? I think we'll just use this blue like that. So yeah, well, I'll track mom school. It's going to shift. I want it to be more around 9 to 10 starting, and then he'll have all of his afternoons is the goal. I don't think I want any more stickers. Colors in here are enough. We're going to write in here. The meals, I guess I'll write the lines in there. I think I'll put them a little closer here so I can still kind of see them. Just so I know, like, hey, I have to think about doing dinner around that time. Am I done? Am I done? Let's see. I know, this is a long one. Yeah, I think that's all I can remember right now of like things to do. I don't think I'm going to label this side area at all, like important. I don't think I need to do with that. Oh, the plan with me is going up here. That'll be the future one. You were watching this one right here. Yeah, see how much that bled through of just the Moxie Life ones. Yeah, that's interesting. That's good to know kind of moving forward, that maybe I'll put just the Moxie Lives away here and I won't use them as much. I know she's coming out with dot markers, and that would be really interesting if the dot markers bled through, because that would be kind of disappointing, because like I've been able to use, well, I didn't use any there, but able to use like dot markers and not have them go through, but these are not Moxie Life, because these are dot markers, and they didn't. I guess they did a little. So I think that's it. I think if I take the time to, I've been kind of, as I said, doing these one day at a time. Oh, here it is, my weekly actions. I did not do it all. So they're very similar to these, but I'm going to go back to these weekly actions. So, oh, another thing I discovered, I kept using my regular body wash on my face, and I'm like, why is my face so dry? And it's just because the way I'm caring for my body is a little different right now. I'm just taking so many showers instead of like just washing my face at the sink as much. And I'm like, I need to use my cleanser in the shower then. And that fixed it. I did a draft. I've been watching movies. Yep. Website. I know. The goal this week was to do the list, and that's what I'm doing today. We did those, healing and rest. Yes. Water's been better, and I'm doing fermented foods. I even got some more. Focus is on health and stepping into work. We got the July payment and the card tabs. I didn't even put those on. Last week's we had my card tabs due, and we got those in the mail, so that is done. The bathroom I'm doing today. His room's all done, and those are all done. So it's too bad I can't just do that. When I think about, let's let that dry for a moment. When I think about this week's, I'm looking at a haircut. Now, let's see. How do I want to do this? So I think I want the dot here. I'll just put one for the dot. And then I do want to do another draft. Lord of the Rings right now. It's pretty fun. I've been doing more shows. And then website. So I have been breaking it down in my other single like daily pages, and that I can talk about more next time. So my therapy, okay, and then mom's school. Healing, sleep. I'm going to focus on sleep and water. It's going to heat up next week. My focus is on health and it's, how do I describe it? I'm still stepping back in. I'll just say that. I gotta get that August payment ready. The spreadsheets are really good. I did a lot, actually. That's what I did a lot this week, was a lot of updating the spreadsheets for the turn of the month, but then there were some figures that were off. I was $45 off. Now I'm $5 off. There's still, like, my ledger lines up with the bank account just fine. There's something in the spreadsheet that's just $5 off somewhere. And I'm thinking it's a 3 that should be an 8, or an 8 that should be a 3, something like that. Let's see. And then cleaning wise, it's going to be garage and removing art, remove bookcase, question mark. There's a bookcase we kind of want to get rid of, so let me put in dots for these and just be done. I'll probably like leave some room. Let's see, here's my dot here. Leave some room at the bottom because I did add I added one thing, I guess. But it's nice to have room for those. I was thinking about using a different purple dot there, but oh well. It's already down. Boop, da boop. This is just a teal one. Oh, I swapped my teal one. That's right. Have those there. That one. Which one am I missing? The personal one. I wish I had one a little bit more yellowy. Oh, and then this. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, and then I want to talk about this real quick. Yeah. No, one more. Boom. Yeah, these are the Moxie Life colors, and that's why I'm just very much in tune with their colors that they use, and so when I see those colors, they have meaning for me. That is why I'm using them. So I had, this is the Sterling ink. I brought this up, I think last time, was just the hourly. And I did use it on one page, and I think I might use it a little bit more. I used it here, but then I couldn't like put a highlight over it like I did here. And sometimes I have the numbers on the line. Sometimes I have them, like today, I have them in between. Still playing around with that. I kind of liked how the numbers were highlighted, that side. So I was going to highlight right here with this green. I'll just kind of finish up this page. I think I'll do it the whole way here. Let's see if I can do it. It's going to be wonky. Oh, the stickers made a bump. There. Not the bestest there, but that's okay. And then I'll do today. That's why I like to go in reverse here and kind of go back to the line. There, that kind of finishes it out. So those were the greens, and now we're gonna go into, and then we'll have green here, and then we'll go into blues, and we'll see if I do some of the pool squares, and then I have that ready. And I think I will also fill out this Sunday one here because I just love having that ready. And I think on the bottom, well, this one was on the top this week. That was nice. I still want to come up with something else that makes this look a little nicer. So I guess, would this be green? I'm just thinking out loud. What if I had green lines here, kind of to break it up, like this. It's like there's a little hint of green. That's nice. And for this week, it was pink the week before. Well, at least it was for back here. Do I have a pink? I have... What color is this? Candy pink. It was kind of more of a salmon pink. Which... Island coral? Let's see. I was doing some swatches there. Oh yeah, there's nothing here. I was just double checking. Yeah, that's a little too bright. Yeah, I think I like the coral a little better. So, what I was looking at was doing this. It's a little orangey. At least it kind of divides it up a little bit more. So it's not a block. And I might change it up again. Okay, so I think that, yeah, because that green kind of feels like, well, it goes with the previous week. And this has no context whatsoever because you don't actually get to see the weekly. So that's okay. So we are horribly lost. Yeah, I was trying to do something more like this pink, but that's fine. So I will finish this off. This keeps rolling up. And this will be this week. That is it. Thank you. Thank you for spending so much time with me and going through all of this and trying to have my brain. I mean, honestly, though, this was a lot more experimentation. I feel like that second level of experimentation. Oh, I just heard them leave to go for a walk. That this... when you're getting like a little bit more bold and a little bit more like, oh yeah, I can kind of experiment here, then there is a lot more going on. And so as I go into the following weeks, it probably won't last this long, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for still, like, it just meant a lot from everyone to hear from you during my surgeries and to get past it all and to be on the side of everything and yeah, and to connect with a lot of you, and especially through this planner. It's a special community. The Moxie Life community is beautiful too. I think they're both very beautiful, vibrant communities in their own kind of way. I feel like Sterling Ink, there's just a little bit more... feels a little bit more introverted, which is kind of nice. It feels a little bit more sacred almost. With the Moxie Life, I know Sierra is an introvert, but there's something here that I'm trying to bring, like the clean look. Because I don't do gold edges. I was thinking about that. Like, I did do my pre-order and I did not do a gold edge. I know some people were saying that these edges can look a little dirty. Maybe they will after the rest of the year. I haven't been handling it as much. I have gold on my other one, on my journal, and that's enough for me. So I got the A5 here I got a caramel and white edge. And then I got the TN, which is bigger because I did want to mention, like, this one's starting to get on my nerves. It's an essential tool, but the color of these pages, I'm sorry, but like, it's so yellow. It's so yellow. And I've been writing in pencil, and I think I just need to switch to pen in here because it's hard for me to see everything. So I'm just going to be switching to pen and see if that helps. I don't really do much color of anything in there. I used to put a little washi tape, but it was going to be too much. So I got the TN, which is bigger, and it'll have the same paper. And I got it horizontal because I like the week's layout. I don't need to track hours on my health. You would think I would. I don't. But I got that in mist with a white edge. So that's all I ordered. And I feel really good about that. I'm so excited to just jump into those. And I know, I mean, I can use this cover. I've been looking at covers. The covers are very expensive. And I just don't think I need them quite yet. I think I might need a TN cover. This is not gorgeous. This is not going to be gorgeous. It's just is doing its job because I don't leave the house and I don't need like a huge thing right now. And come 6 months from now, I may say, yeah, I got this beautiful cover. I was eyeing one that I might get. We'll see. We'll see. I won't let you know yet. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care, everyone. Please like this and subscribe on the way out. If you aren't subscribed yet, it is kind of a fun little community around here, and I really appreciate everyone's feedback. So take care, everyone, and I'm hoping that you have a wonderful summer so far, and if it's winter where you are, if you're going into winter, I hope you are staying warm as well. So take care. Bye.